Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Price. I am the Director of Product Commercialization and Strategy, and this is our Tech Talk for November 2021. Joining me today is Mikkel Kridlow, who is our Director of Product Management for Media Capture. And I'm super excited today to share all things related to Webex contact center integration. I know that this has been a long time coming for so many of us, and we're all really excited to talk all about what is Webex Contact Center, what does the integration look like, and what does this mean for your end customers? As I mentioned, before we begin the larger conversation about Webex Contact Center today, I thought it would benefit all of us to really begin with what Webex Contact Center is and what it does. The Webex Contact Center is Cisco's investment in business to customer connection via text, social, chat, email, and voice, of course, with the potential to add on AI-powered virtual agents. Webex Contact Center closes the customer feedback loop with integration Webex experience management, including follow-up surveys via text, email, and IVR. So as mentioned on this slide, Webex Contact Center provides the capability of using virtual agents to easily handle routine interactions, provide seamless transitions, and connect transcripts to live agents for more complex inquiries. Webex Contact Center provides an intuitive agent experience with a modular agent desktop that provides customer interaction history, external resources, and built-in collaboration tools, amongst so much others. Lastly, Cisco states that Webex Contact Center is deployed quickly with out-of-the-box functionality and is easily managed with user-friendly drag-and-drop workflow builder tools. Mikkel, on the next slide, we have an overview of present day versus future Webex Contact Center offerings. Can you share a little bit here about what we can expect to see initially in terms of product functionality?
Absolutely. Thank you, Nicole, for the introduction. First of all, it's important to note that with the latest release of Webex Contact Center, Cisco is unlocking the universal API for third-party vendors such as Eleveo, so we can integrate this Webex Contact Center and we can offer our services on top of the Contact Center functionality. What is available today is few APIs such as configuration API, historical API, recording and customer journey. We are particularly right now working or just about releasing our integration with the recording API, which means that we are able to pull out the recordings from the Webex Contact Center, get the related agent metadata, store them in the Eleveo omnichannel storage, and provide our services such as compliance, search and replay, quality management, etc. We are also just about to start integrating with the historical statistics API for WFM integration, so we'll be able to provide forecasting and adherence data. And in the future, Cisco's also going to open another APIs like real-time statistics, historical statistics. For us, the most important would be the statistics APIs that will help us to bring more accurate data for WFM, bring more reportings, and also very important call control APIs that will allow us to provide real-time integration, such as screen capture with Webex CC, such as automatic pause and resume, and other functions that we can add as a real-time applications.
Awesome. So we'll also add that Webex Contact Center is being deployed regionally, with the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand immediately available, and Europe following close behind later this month, if not already deployed, since it is very close to the end of the month. At this time, however, though, we do not have any information about deployment in the Middle East, Asia, or Africa. Moving forward, we're going to use the Cisco first customer shipment terminology here, which is really to say that this is what will be initially offered with our integration. So Mikkel, would you walk us through the general architecture of Elevao's integration with Webex Contact Center, as well as what services we can expect initially.
Sure. So in this first ways, we connect to the Webex Contact Center Cloud to their API for retrieving voice recordings. It's important to note that even the Webex CC is omnichannel by nature. The recording API today only provides support for voice. So even though there are emails and chats supported in the contact center, we can't retrieve them today. We are ready for that. We are ready to process them and store in our omnichannel storage. However, we need to wait until this is available in the API. So it's voice only today. And we store all the data like recorded voice and metadata in our omnichannel storage. In this first customer shipment, we are bringing search and replay and compliance capabilities. We support quality management and everything around that. And we support media lifecycle management. So actually handling, archiving the media. And it's important to say we support both premise and cloud deployments. So for instance, existing Eleveo customers who run our solution on-premise and who integrate with Unified Communications Manager and UCC, for instance, and they want to try out integration with Webex CC and still stay on-premise with their solution, it's possible. We can connect to the cloud. We can retrieve Webex CC recordings and keep them in your existing on-premise solution. But you can also leverage our Eleveo cloud offering. You can run everything in the cloud. You can consume Eleveo cloud services. There are a few more services that we plan for the future. We'll be talking about them just in a minute.
Awesome. So on the last slide, we talked about how Webex Contact Center actualizes all of the recordings and that all of the triggers and business rules to initiate contact capture exist on the Cisco side. So if that's the case, Mikhail, what are the options for setting up those business rules on Cisco's side?
There are actually three options, and as I noted before, Eleveo in this case is not the recorder, so those rules cannot be set up on our side. Everything gets set up in the Webex CC, and actually have three options how you can record. You can set up total recording on a tenant, which means all the conversations that are within your organization will be recorded. You can also record, or you can also set up recording on a queue, which means you can just record some selected services, for instance, those that are necessary to be recorded for compliance. And you can set up scheduled recording, which means you only record during business hours or during the time where important conversations may occur.
So are there any caveats to this?
There are still some limitations, but everything is under development, so they may change very soon. First of all, it appears there is no manual start and stop possibility for the agent. At least Agent Desktop doesn't support it today. However, most of the organizations use automatic recording anyway, so this shouldn't be that much of an issue. There is manual pause and resume. You can enable it or disable or tenant or a queue level. Once we have access to the CTI feed, to the real-time API, we would be able to provide also automatic pause resume functionality. So far, this is really up to agent to do it manually.
Awesome. So let's walk through the imported metadata Eleveo will be receiving.
Pretty much as with any other solution that we support today, we are attaching the basic metadata identifying agents. So we have agent ID or agent email and name that helps us to match recordings with the user account. We have extension numbers of calling party and call party, so ANI and GNAs. We have identification of the queue, so means selected service. We have queue ID and name. We have team and site if your organization is divided into multiple teams or multiple sites, so we can precisely identify who handled the conversation, which service, which team. Then there is, of course, a bunch of technical data, such as entry point specification, telephony details, so lots of data, mostly useful for troubleshooting. And there is also a placeholder for customer details when they are provided from the agent desktop. Then we can also retrieve customer name and customer phone number. And all of these data are available for search, for retrieve, for actually for searching and retrieving.
Excellent. What are the limitations? Are there any?
There are some at the moment. First of all, I already mentioned that today the Webex API only supports voice conversations, so we can't get other digital channels like emails and chats, but this is the roadmap item, and we believe we will have this possibility soon. On the Eleveo side, we are talking about version 7.1 that we are launching in upcoming weeks. This will only support manual user synchronization. The automatic synchronization is not there yet. It's available in version 8. So the release 8.1 that is planned for first quarter of next year will allow you to automatically synchronize users with, with your synchronized Active Directory. For the next releases, we plan to implement integration with the native Webex Contact Center user API, so we'll also be able to get additional data, mostly useful for WFM. WFM is now under development. Support for adherence data and for forecasting will be available in version 8.2. Moving forward, we are looking for integrating the real-time integrations, so speech analytics, screen capture, automatic pause and assume. Those integrations or those features will require the real-time APIs on Cisco side, and also there will be additional development needed on Eleveo side in terms of updating the recording framework. So for existing users, it will definitely mean that upgrade will be needed. There might be some last-minute limitations that we may have in version 7.1. If this happens, we will fix it or we will improve in version 8.1. Also, 8.1 is going to be first cloud-native supported version running in Kubernetes with the cloud monitoring and all the features that we plan for Eleveo cloud version.
Excellent. So, of course, our Webex Contact Center integration is not the only Cisco product we're integrating with beyond UCCE and UCCX. So what other integrations are you and the team working on, Mikhail?
We are mostly looking at Webex calling because this is, like the foundation for all the voice communications that Cisco provides in the cloud. Webex calling API is not open for third parties yet. So today we can support recording of contact center agents that are powered by Webex calling. That's possible through the Webex CC integration. However, we don't have possibility to record back office yet. So this is waiting for having access to the API. We have done recently an internal proof of concept for Webex meetings. So we are actively working on retrieving Webex meetings, recordings, including video. It's just about to be finalized and mostly depends on the roadmap approval. So I would expect it happens during the next year. And Eleveo also joined Cisco Infrastructure as a Service project, which is the project where Cisco allows third-party vendors to be hosted in their UCM cloud and actually provide their services, their VMs for partners to be spin up very quickly. And we are happy to be in the first wave.
Is there anything else that you would share with us about the availability of features in the first customer release?
I would say the most important is that there are several features that we are excited to provide in the future once we have access to the real-time feed. So we believe that during next year this will be available. So most probably not sooner than in version 8.2. It will also require some updates on our side that we work on, and there are lots of questions regarding the surveys and survey results. We don't see possibility to get the survey results from API yet, so this is another topic waiting for Cisco updating their API in the future.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to that. Now, after all is said and done, really the process to take advantage of this cool new functionality is very simple. So, of course, first, the obvious is that you must be an existing Webex Contact Center user. Once we've established that, it's merely a process of provisioning the required licenses, which requires administrative access, followed by Eleveo partnering with you to enable the access and integration point. That's all there is to it. So one last slide here, Mikhail, as we begin to move forward with the implementation phase of this project, is there anything that you'd want to leave us with as a parting thought before we take Q&A?
I would like to say we are really excited about this project because, working with Cisco on integrating their cloud environment is way different than what we experienced before when we implemented support for recording UCM and recording UCCE. First of all, there is a great level of cooperation between our product teams. It's great to see how things are different in the cloud, like everything goes very fast, everything changes from day to day, problems get resolved soon and very swiftly. So it's great. We are excited about this. We see that Cisco is planning lots of other possibilities for us to integrate and to bring our services on top of their services. I believe we have very solid and competitive solution today, and I'm looking forward, our partners and customers trying this out.
I mean, certainly from my end, I see this as simply the first step of many towards integration with not just Webex, but also many other CCaaS providers, which we'll be talking about extensively over the next few months. So I think this is a really exciting time for Eleveo and our customers and partners in turn. So I certainly appreciate you joining us today and certainly our audience joining us today to learn more about this exciting integration. But I'd like to open up the floor to any questions from our group this morning. If you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question or post it in the chat.
No question.
Okay, well, it seems like we have no questions today, which means we've done a good job of explaining our new exciting integration. But certainly, if you have any questions after we end today, feel free to reach out to your sales director directly or contact sales@eleveo.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
Eleveo. Elevate every encounter.